Hi, I'm Dominic and my speech is on why LeBron James is the greatest of all time. And that can be shortened into GOAT. So, who's the GOAT of basketball? LeBron James. And I will let you know why. Early in his life, he's from Akron, Ohio. He grew up very poor, but he was crazy athletic and was just an anomaly on the basketball court. People said that he was ready for the NBA by his junior year in high school, but he had to turn 18 to be NBA eligible. So he came straight out of high school in four-win college. He was drafted into the NBA in 2003 by the Cleveland Cavaliers, and right off the bat, he was just showing how strong of a player he really was, and it wasn't just all hype. And he promised Cleveland that he would bring a championship there because they had been on a 46-year drought by then. And his first stint in Cleveland, his first few years he struggled, but by 2006 he made it to the Eastern Conference Finals and was ousted by the Miami Heat. And in 2007, he made it to the NBA Finals, but lost in 4 games to the San Antonio Spurs. And in 2008, he made it to the Eastern Conference Finals again, lost, but he did win League MVP that year, and he won League MVP in 2009. So back-to-back, he was showing his dominant presence, even if he wasn't winning NBA Finals. 2010, he did make it to the Eastern Conference Finals again, didn't make it to the finals. So there was organizational problems, as in didn't have a lot of help. He was very frustrated with how the GM was running things. They weren't drafting good, and they weren't making any trades trying to get LeBron some support. And LeBron couldn't carry by himself, and people hold that against him, but no one can win by themselves. It's a team game, and you need key players on your team. Even if you have the best one on your team, you still need some key players to help elevate and go all the way. And so LeBron showed true leadership, and he lifts average players and turns them into pretty good players, and it's just his aura and how he plays the game, and he truly carried his first few seasons in Cleveland. It wasn't even funny how bad their supporting cast was for him, and he still was winning and bringing them to deep into the playoffs. And he won no matter what, did as much as he could, but he needed those extra players to get past the barrier and make it to the finals and win the finals. One thing to talk about LeBron, or to talk about when you're talking about LeBron being the GOAT, is his statistics. Now, these are only from 2006 to 2010, and obviously he's played longer than that, but from 2006, he averaged 27 points per game, 7 rebounds per game, and 6 assists per game. Now, that's just in the regular season, so that doesn't include the playoffs, which he went all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals in. And 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, he averaged 30 points per game, 28 points per game, 29 points per game, and 26 points per game. Now, in 2010, it kind of fell off because LeBron was literally doing everything he could and just wasn't getting any help whatsoever. And the funny thing is from 2006 to 2010, now he was drafted in 2003, but those first few years in Cleveland were rough. So from 2006 to 2010, he wasn't even in his prime yet, and he was doing all these crazy things and that no one had seen before for a long time, and I'll get to that. And one main thing about LeBron is he is never injured, and he plays almost every single game. I think he's only had about 2 major injuries in his career, so it's just he's always healthy, and his stat lines are just absurd. And then, so after the 2010 season, he was over Cleveland. They weren't helping him out, so he was at the end of his contract, and basically could go wherever he wanted. So he weighed his options, saw what players were where, and he decided on the Miami Heat. And the main players on the Heat were Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh was coming from Toronto to the Heat. So they all three came to Miami and made the big three. And LeBron signed a max deal for 6 years and $110 million. And Dwayne Wade was a star guard, and Chris Bosh was a star forward. So it's basically all you need is for a recipe for winning: a big guy and a guard that can shoot, and then LeBron. Just LeBron by himself is crazy, but with 2 supporting superstars, they took the league by storm. And that's when they went on their big run. Big run lasted from 2011 to 2014. See, LeBron only spent 4 years in Miami, but it was a solid 4 years. He won his first championship. He labeled himself a winner, finally. He won Finals MVP in 2012 and 2013, but he lost in 2011 to the Mavs. Now, that finals, it wasn't very good. LeBron didn't play very good, and that's one thing that people hold against him, too, is that he choked. But it was their first year together, and they were still trying to find their fit. Now, in 2012, they swept the Oklahoma City Thunder. LeBron played lights-out basketball. He won MVP. It was his first finals MVP. And then in 2013, they played a loaded San Antonio Spurs team. And they pulled it off. They won, and that was a crazy series. And then in 2014, they played the same Spurs team. Got it down to 7 games, but they were just too good. They had a lot of pieces. They fit together, and they had a Hall of Fame coach, Greg Popovich. Recipe for disaster to take down the big three. But LeBron then goes back to Cleveland, and he decides that he wants to finish what he started. He wants to keep his promise. He wants to end their 52-year drought of they haven't won an NBA Finals in 52 years. So LeBron comes back. The Cavs, while LeBron was gone, they were horrible. So they got a lot of good draft picks. They drafted Kyrie Irving, solid point guard. Then they traded for a power forward named Kevin Love, all-star power forward. So they put together a really great team. They had really good supporting casts. They got a new coach, and all things were looking good for Cleveland. And their first year together, 2015, injuries killed them. Kyrie was out with a knee injury. Kevin Love was out with a dislocated shoulder. So once again, 2015, LeBron was by himself, and he took the Golden State Warriors to a 7-game series. Took them all the way to the seventh game and couldn't finish it, but came back the next year. And that next year, the Warriors team was considered the greatest team ever, like ever in the NBA. They went 73-9 in the regular season, and pretty much all hope was just gone because they were so good. So LeBron, once again, makes it to the finals and goes down 3-1. And I have a whole nother slide for this, but which I will talk about later. But yeah, that series is crazy. And in 2017, the Warriors, again, come back with an even better team. Now, they said the 2016 team was the greatest team that's ever played together. But 2017, Kevin Durant joins the Warriors and just puts them over the top. No one could beat them. They were just lights out. They could shoot the 3-ball. They could move the ball. It was just a recipe for disaster. And, of course, it happens right when LeBron is towards, like, prime LeBron, kind of coming down off his prime, but, like, not super fast, obviously, because I would still consider LeBron still being in his prime right now, and he's 36 years old. But he lost again in 2017, lost again in 2018, and I put that super team tag on it because it was just outrageous how many superstars they had together. They put together a super team to beat LeBron, and all of that was to beat LeBron. They needed all of that. They needed Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green. And those players all played for the 2016, 2017, 2018 Warriors. And it was all put together to beat LeBron. So this leads for the 2016 NBA Finals. LeBron got MVP, ended the drought in Cleveland. And here's a little clip for you.
When allergies fill your nose with dread, try the pillowy softness of Puffs instead.
Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James with the rejection. Wow. His third block of the game as we come up on a minute and a half remaining.
Picked off by Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala to the rim.
Oh, great block.
James out of nowhere, skies to the rim. He bats it away. And JR.
So that play happened when they had gone about 3 straight minutes without a bucket. No one had scored. They were stuck 89-89, and then the Warriors were finally about to get ahead with that layup, and LeBron comes out of nowhere and just denies it, blocks it. They come down. Kyrie hits a shot. They win, and that play was in Game 7, so that was a crucial play. And of course, the GOAT is the one making the play. Now, all of this leads to the biggest debate that I think there's ever been in basketball, whether who's the best, LeBron or Michael. And to me, honestly, like, I understand Michael is a 6-time champion, fierce competitor, anything to win. And, I honestly, he never struggled like LeBron struggled. LeBron's been through everything. LeBron's been put through the ringer, man, and Michael didn't have to struggle at all. Michael always had Scottie Pippen, who's a Hall of Famer. He had Phil Jackson, who's a Hall of Fame coach. He had Dennis Rodman, who's a Hall of Famer, and a lot of more pieces, obviously, than just those people, but those are the main ones. And I understand I never watched Michael with my own eyes, but I've watched LeBron with my own eyes, and I've watched plenty of Michael Jordan highlights, and I've watched plenty of games that Michael played, and honestly, I don't think anything compares to what LeBron does. And all the old heads love him. Old heads as in, like, my dad loves Michael Jordan, and all the people his age do, so they have their opinion, I have mine, but honestly, no one has done what LeBron has done. So, in conclusion, overall, LeBron has achieved so much in his career. Statistic-wise, he was the first player to ever average a triple-double in a finals, which is just absurd. Just to do it against the best team from the other conference is just crazy. He always shows out in finals, gets his team to the finals, gets his team deep in playoffs, and he's still going. It's year 17, and he doesn't slow down, even being 36. So That is why LeBron is the greatest of all time.